Hello everyone, welcome aboard Sea Urchin again. I should say good evening really, because it's about 5 o'clock in the evening here in Whitby. I thought I would today come out, still uptiding, still in the uptiding season. We're on a rising tide, the tides are lifting. I think we're getting up towards 4.9 or something, not ideal, but I still thought I'd come out and give it a go. What I'm going to do today, yes, I'm going to fish uptiding. But one of the things that we talk about quite a lot on the boat, when between the anglers, is bait. Bait is really important, underestimated by some people. I also think for uptiding, it's really important, more important than fishing in wrecks and stuff. Because when we're uptiding, we're trying to draw fish to us. So you need good bait that puts a decent scent trail in the water, and the fish will travel up that scent trail and find the baits. So I thought what I'd do this evening, I was just going to come and fish, same as last time, but I am going to fish into darkness. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to fish 2 rods again, but I will fish one against the other. This is not a scientific experiment by any stretch, so please do not think it is. But we talk about, on the boat, quite regularly, when somebody has seen somebody putting something on their bait, usually the squid. So what I've done is, I'm not going to really complicate things up, so I'm fishing with the regular baits that we normally use for uptiding. So Black Lugworm, that's my black lug. I'm not doing anything to those, they'll just get whipped on, 1 worm on each hook bait, and then I'll be using just squid. But what I've done is I've got my pack of regular squid, no different to what I would ordinarily use, and then I've got these bad boys. Oh, as soon as I take the lid, if we had smelly vision, which we haven't, but I don't know whether this you'll be able to see, I don't want to tip it all over the deck of the boat, but these are heavily glugged in some liquidized squid and a garlic flavoured booster, if you like. That's what I'll call it, a booster. I have tried this before, and I'll be honest, it really burnt me because I made a mistake. What I did was, I came for a day's fishing and I glugged every single piece of bait that I brought with me, and I caught nothing all day and watched other people catch. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to fish 1 rod against the other. It might not make any bearing or difference, but it'd be interesting to see. I thought, instead of just doing it standard, I'll fish 1 against the other. So that's what I'm going to do. So 2 rods, exactly the same as last time. Daiwa Tournament Uptide rods, QDA reels, loaded with 60-pound braid. I've got 4 bait traces, or I will have 4 bait traces on the go. 2 with the pimped baits, 2 on regular, and we'll see how we go. Fish for a few hours. It's now, it's 25 past 5 now. The ebb tide is nicely away, sitting at anchor. I'm not far off. I'm only, well, just over a mile away from the pier ends, to be honest, just on the rock top from Whitby. And yeah, we'll give it a go for a few hours, see what we can do. 4 hook baits tied up. I don't know whether this will show if I come close enough. You can see that 2 have got a distinctly pinky looking orange to them. They're the pimped ones. So I'm going to pop 1 of each on, bop them out there, see how we go. Right, so get this first one out. I'm gonna make it as fair as I possibly can. I'm not going to keep casting the same flavoured bait to the. I'll swap the rods around, just in case it's a location thing, because that can quite often happen in a swim. Right, that's down. Pay some line off. Next one. Yeah, so we'll keep moving them around. It's not going to be a case of. There we go, that's that one. I've been looking forward to this for a while. That's it. Yeah, as I'm sure everyone's aware, you know, this is a charter boat, but we've had some absolutely rubbish weather through, well, basically from the middle of February. On the 16th of February I did a trip, and then my first trip back to sea after that was, what are we on today? 19th, was Friday, so the 17th of March was my next day at sea. It's been absolutely rubbish. We've had big northerlies, which has stirred it all up again. The water's holding quite a lot of colour. Is that a bite already on that left hand rod? I don't know. Yeah, so it's stirred it up again a bit. Nice bit of colour in the water. I mean, the first day back to sea that I actually got back was a really small tide. It was a 4.4 metre, which is, you know, that's your dream inshore wrecking tide. But at this time of year, there seems to be very little on the wrecks, on the inshore wrecks. We're talking in the 5-6 mile stream. So we ran out. The first trip we ran back out to a couple of wrecks in the 9-10 mile stream, and when we got out there it was different. We'd been there in January in Cortwell, but the water didn't look the same. It was a little bit green, and all we caught was a couple of codling, a few pouting and whatever, and I wasn't going to punish everybody all day by continually going to from wreck to wreck when in my own mind I was like, there's going to be nothing on them. So we had to run back inside and put the anchor down. The first place that we stopped, we actually got a few fish. It wasn't too bad. Nothing massive, mainly throwbacks. But, you know, from what we'd had on the wreck, there was a few bites. Oh, that might have been a bite. Yeah, I think something's having a look at that right-hand rod. Just a few little trembles. Yeah, so the first spot that we stopped at, we picked a few small fish off, and then it went quiet. The seal turned up. So I thought, well, we'll work our way back up towards Whitby. We were down towards Robin Hood's Bay. I thought we'll work our way back up towards Whitby. And we had 3 moves, or was it 4 moves, I think, in the remainder of the afternoon, and literally couldn't even get a bite, let alone a fish. It was absolutely grim, but I think it was down to the lack of tide. We'll have a look at this one here. Now I know, because I can remember at the moment, that this is the one. Oh, hang on, the other one's going now. We'll have a look at this one first. This was a bit more vigorous. Now this is the pimped one. Feels a bit like the classic, as soon as you pick the rod up and just ever so slightly adjust the tension. Oh no, it's back. Yeah, we got him. Well, at least we haven't blanked. And this is definitely a codling because he's nodding away quite nicely. Well, both rods have had bites, but it's first blood to the pimped. Oh, hang on. I'll just get that other one. Nope. Now, sometimes you get some really positive bites and they're still banging away and then you don't hook them. Never mind. Right, let's sort this other chap out. Get that thrown back. And then we can repeat the experiment. But I'll swap them over. Although, to be fair, as you can see, both rods actually had a bite, so that's one out. That's it. Both out. And you can have a squid for his tea, he's still got a squid inside it. Yeah. Got a grey belly, this one. Well, there we go. First blood to the stinky garlic squid. Oh, hang on, I stand corrected. No, it's not. After all that, I got it mixed up. That's the smelly garlic one that I've just taken off. Although it was still getting bites, to be fair, as you saw. But no, first blood came to regular. First fish landed. So 1-0 to regular. But just like I spoke about in the last video, you could see there, so it was, you know, put the baits out, took probably 5 minutes before something found it, and then away we go. Now, whether there's going to be fish here permanently, or whether it's going to be runs of fish coming through, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. See if I can get these rebaited. Oh, that's that right hand rod away. I think the right hand rod, so the first bite is once again, oh, it's a bit urgent that one. I think it might have hooked itself. Let's have a feel. Yeah. No way. I can't believe that fish isn't on. There we go. Making myself look like a right numpty. Ooh, that one's quite urgent. Oh no. I mean, the fish is on, but I've got that horrible stinky garlic stuff all over my hands. Never mind. Oh, this one feels a little bit better. He's definitely he's banging its head anyway, this one. have to tighten the clutch up a bit. Well, this one's definitely bigger than the last one, unless it's hooked in its tail. Don't come off. It's kiting quite badly. He's staying low. It's not come up yet. Oh, here he. Well, the swivel's up. Oh, that's a better one. Better have the net on this. Another nice one, and beautifully lip hooked, so that's good. And that was, ooh, controversial. Yeah, not a monster, but he put up a decent scrap. I don't know, maybe 3, maybe, yeah, probably be £3. So that's all right, but that was on the pimped squid. And back he goes. I've still got one rod fishing. Oh, hey up. My rods are going to be absolutely minging. My hands are filthy. It's just really little tiny flicks and taps and then one little sharp tug. That's all I keep getting. It's not, but I know what'll happen. As soon as I put it down, it'll bang away again. I might have to cut my losses. I've got one fresh bait tied up. We'll stick it back. We'll just see if I can't get another hook bait tied up. Right, so one each. I have done this before. I don't know whether I said it. I have done this experiment before, and I'll share when we get to the end of this today. I'll tell you what happened with that and see if we end up with a similar result. Right, whatever it is nibbling again. I don't know, there might be a small fish on, but anyway, I've got 2 fresh ones tied up now, so what I'm going to do is have a look at that other one, change the bait over. Right, away you go. I have put my tip lights on, so as we lose daylight, I'll put my tip lights on so hopefully we can still see bites. I always think it's nice, whenever I watch other people's videos, I must admit, it's nice when you can see the bites. Granted, when you're drifting wrecks and rough ground, it's a bit harder. But at least when you're uptide and you're resting your rod up, there's no reason why you can't get you. That's it, we're down. Okay. Uptiding in good conditions is really nice and relatively easy because the bites really do stand out. But when you're fishing in hard conditions, by hard conditions I mean when the boat's swinging around on the anchor, I'll be honest, I don't find it a great deal of fun. And that's why some of these days, if we're going to get a full tide of whether it be the ebb or the flood, and it's going to be wind against tide and it's quite light, then I'm more inclined to say to people, look, we're not going to go out because it's just so hard to fish. Everybody gets tangled up and but it is difficult because I know unless you understand the weather and you just look and see that, oh, it says it's going to be light winds, or it's, you know, the winds aren't very strong really. Oh great, there's a seal just come up at the back of the boat, literally about 6 foot away. That's maybe why the bites have dried up a little bit. I hope he's not hungry. I hope he's just here out of curiosity. Right, okay, so got tip lights on, baits on. I haven't seen the seal for a few minutes. I hope he's clearing off because that's... Sometimes they don't have an effect, but the fact that we'd been getting bites straight away from the minute that I'd cast out to all of a sudden 10 minutes with nothing tells you straight away that the seal has had an effect. Right, that's that down. That down. Right. Let's see what happens. The seals can be such a nuisance. Sometimes I think when they turn up they spook the fish, even if they're not feeding. When they start flying around, I think they can spook the fish and then it takes them a while to come back. But then yesterday when we were out, we had a seal around the boat. Well, we had two actually, and we still fished away absolutely fine for, I don't know, a couple of hours, and they just sat watching us every now and again. You'd see the heads pop up, they'd change positions, so it's inconsistent. You can't just rule out as soon as you see a seal that, you know, the fishing's ruined. That isn't the case. Not always. That was definitely a bite on the right hand rod. Oh, and the left. Well, now we will find out whether the seal is feeding. Oh, the way it's flapping around would suggest the seal might be chasing it. I don't know. We'll see. But if you see my rod slam down, it's the seal, not the fish. I've completely forgotten which bait this is on. Can't remember. We'll find out when it comes up. Oh, it's not a bad codling actually. It's swallowed it, so we'll try and lift him up. This fish has been caught before. I'll show you in a minute. I'll just get my forceps. I was wondering whether that other rod was going to go. Oh, he's just decided he wanted to go to the toilet all over the deck. I suppose that's, at least it wasn't on me. That's it, we got it. Little circle hooks caught there. That's it. Yeah, so I hooked this fish in the throat, and if I come close enough, can you see there? He's been caught before and put back. So he's a lucky fish because he's been caught twice and put back. And that was on the regular unflavoured squid. Oh, let's have a look at this one. Yeah, something's having a go. I think that's safe to say that should be on. Yeah, it is. That was quite urgent, that one. You can tell the cod because they don't half bang their heads when you... Yeah, when you hook the cod, you could see the rod tip there thumping away. I don't really want to mention the name and curse myself, but when you're getting dogfish, they just come up like winding a wet pair of pants. They do nothing at all. The swivels up to the top. He's about £3 or so, but I'm going to try and lift him. He's only lip hooked. But yeah, we got him. I don't like using the net all the time unless I absolutely have to be honest. it's a bit of a faff, especially when you're on your own. This is an absolutely beautiful fish. Really nice, clean, uptiding, and you don't get any easier hooked than literally, it's just, thank you. So he's absolutely no worse for wear, and he can go back and see if he can escape from the seals. Well, they're not massive, but I don't know, that one's, again, verging on about £3. No, that'll have been £3, definitely. It's the first time that I've actually used this camera in these light levels, and I'll be honest, I'm really impressed with it, because when I look at the viewfinder, it's actually pretty bright. It really is, but the reality is actually, from my eyes, it's getting dark. So that's the first time I've used it in these light levels, and that's good. Yeah, I think it's time for a recast. I think it's time for a recast. We'll bring this one up first. So unless it's happened while I've not been looking, I've not seen a single thing happen to this rod. Whether it's tangled, who knows? And there you go. This just absolutely emphasises exactly what I said on the last video. If you've not had a bite for 10 or 15 minutes, that has tangled. So the lead's there, and the bait is looped up around the top swivel. So that's perhaps why I didn't get a bite. It's not the end of the world, it does happen. That wind's just freshened ever such a touch. Hopefully it's not going to get strong enough to move the boat around, because that really does spoil things, and as I've already explained, I hate fishing in a swinging boat. I really do. Dunk. That's that one down. There's something just having a go at this one, I think. Yeah. The bite isn't typically like the other bites from the codling that have been quite vicious. It's quite tentative. I'm just wondering whether it's a different species, whether it could be a dog or something. Oh no, it's nodding its head. Yeah, it's a codling. Right, so one one bait is going to take the lead unless this other rod goes. It is a codling, just a small one this time. Real stripy, almost like a perch. Got it. That's got him. Back he goes. Come on, you big uns, where are you? Which bait's that one? That's regular. So unflavoured takes the lead, 3-2. Give it a couple of minutes and then I am going to switch this left hand rod over. Let me just put my, where is it? Right. Well, you can see me now. Granted, I'm semi-blind, because it's pretty bright. But anyway, you can see me fishing now, and I can still see my tip lights, so you should see the bites if we get any. It's literally just died a death, hasn't it? Died a death. No flicks, no taps, no bangs, it's like nothing's moving through. Is it because the light levels have changed, the fish have gone off the feed? I don't know. Oh, hang on, right on cue, look. Yeah, we got that one. A nodding cod. It's a shame, I don't think I'm going to find anything of any size. You never know what's going to bite next, but these are very much sort of peas in a pod, like they're hovering around between sort of 2.5 to 3 pound. Which, don't get me wrong, they're lovely to eat. Yeah, I'll just unclip this. Not sure what bait it's on yet. It looks like it could be 3-3. That's got it. Yeah, he's still fine. He's still fine. Yeah, that was on the flavoured one, so yeah. Little Herbert. Pop him back. send this back out. I'm wondering if this right hand rod could be tangled. Because literally every cast it's normally had some sort of an inquiry. Yeah, I'm going to recast this one. Wondering whether it's tangled. I have a feeling that it might be. Yep, there we go, look. I can't emphasise it any more than that. That's 2 tangles I've had today, which is actually pretty annoying anyway. It's harder in the dark because you can't see it travelling in the air. So what I'm going to do, I think, this time, just to make sure, is I'm not going to hook it on the arms of the lead. I'm not in danger of hooking anybody else, am I? Let's be honest. That's it. Yeah, but it's definitely slowed down. But as we all know, that is fishing. That is the realities of fishing. Anybody who thinks it's just fish after fish after fish, sadly mistaken. You do get days like that, but they're the exception, not the rule. Oh. Something had a little go at that left-hand rod, oh, and the right-hand rod now. Maybe a group of fish have just turned up. I'm not fishing the baits particularly tight together. It's kind of one's fishing at maybe 10 o'clock from where I'm standing, 10 o'clock angle, and the other one's at sort of 1 o'clock. You know, they aren't real tight together. It's actually a really nice feature. There's a gully at the moment that runs down the side of the boat. That's where I'm casting this one into. And it's kind of 15, 16 metres. It was when we stopped, I don't know, it'll vary with the tide height. It was 15, 16 metres. Directly behind the boat is 13. And then over the back of that, it then drops, it kind of, this gully runs around the back of it. So one rod's fishing in probably 13 or 14, and this one's fishing in 15, 16. But they've both been doing bites, so let's have a look. They've not got the same ferocity as they had before. There's something continually mouthing this. As I said before, when they feel that they're kind of mucking around with it, it might end up hooking itself, but you can see the right hand rod's just been knocked now. It's like they're just mucking around again. I'm going to check this one. Yeah, the fish is on, but I think the lead was jammed up and that's why it couldn't break it out. Unfortunately, the problem with these ones is it might be deep hooked. We'll see. It's only a small fish. There we go. Lovely little clean white bellied one, that. It doesn't appear we're going to get anything much of any size. I think I'm going to make this next one my last cast. So I've got stuff I still need to do today. That made me pack up for tomorrow yet, in fact. So I'm going to go home and do that. Now it's quietened off, hasn't it? But hey, I've enjoyed it. A couple of hours out. Beats sitting at home doing nothing. What, we had seven codling. Nothing massive. But again, to be honest, I'm happy getting bites. I'd love to catch a decent sized fish. Just more than anything, just to show to the camera. But yeah, that's the realities of fishing. Yeah, so I'll sign off now. If you've taken the time to watch this, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I don't think there was really a great deal to learn today. It's literally not taught me a great deal. Every time that I have tried one against the other, neither really comes ahead massively. As you can see there, it wasn't like, oh, all the fish have gone to, you know, the flavoured baits turned them on or turned them off. It's just a case of the fish were in the swim. They found the bait and they've eaten it. So the fact that it was 4-3 to unscented, I don't think we can read too much into that. But it's all good fun. Yeah, so anybody who's taken the time to watch the video, thanks very much. I'm going to knock it on the head now, get the anchor up, go back in, have a cup of tea. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.